Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So, as we know, we have new leadership at the RNC. Donald Trump handpicked Michael Whatley, the very competent chairman from the North Carolina Republican Party, which has been doing very well, to lead the national RNC, and his co-chair, kind of like a vice chair, second in command, is Laura Trump, who is Donald Trump's daughter-in-law, who has proposed a wide variety of policy changes at the RNC, which we've covered in the past, that would be extremely beneficial, such as legal ballot harvesting, an early voting push on the Republican side, and also other ways to raise money and have people as trained poll watchers, you name it. So now they've released a new plan that I think is genius, and it's something I've been saying ever since the midterms because it's true. Republicans need to start registering voters. There is a lot that is left off the table, and these people very well could carry Donald Trump to victory if they are found. You have a lot of different places. You have like the NRA convention, there should be people there registering voters. UFC fights, these NASCAR races, country music concerts, and there's a lot more. I mean, you look at even golf courses, things like that, and places where Republicans typically go, or voters who, if they were to vote, would vote Republican, typically go. That's what it comes down to. You need to find these voters because they exist. They tend to be more culturally right-wing, and you need to get them registered to vote, and then you need to get them out to vote. That's what needs to happen. Democrats have been experts at this for years. You look at what happened in 2020, the BLM protests. They were out there making sure that they could register as many voters as possible who were turning out at those things, at least the ones that didn't turn into complete riots, which many of them did. But still, you look at this and it's like, well, this is a very good thing. I don't know why the hell the RNC hasn't been doing this before. All they've been trying to do is, hobnob with these donors and then not really get enough donor money over a long period of time because they realize that why am I going to throw money at something that just is incompetent, that just is not able to win? Now you have new leadership that is trying to revitalize the RNC, and it's also making the RNC more friendly to donors, but also making it more friendly to the base. I mean, I've had a lot of people in my comment section saying I would never donate to the RNC, but now I'm going to start donating to the RNC, so the RNC is going to get more small dollar donations too, which definitely adds up. And all the people saying that Laura Trump would be bad for the RNC because, she's only being picked for her last name, whatever, she doesn't know anything about politics. Well, these same people had no problem with Romney McDaniel in charge for the longest time, ironically enough. These neocons just don't like somebody being involved that is close to Trump, and they are competent because these are things that will move the needle, and these are things that need to be done. So the joke's on them. And it's true. You look at this, 44 million non-college educated white voters were not registered to vote in 2016, and the number in 2020 was very similar to that. And if we saw the Republicans register, not even a large percentage of those million voters, well, nothing that happened in 2020 would have exactly mattered. We would have had enough votes to win the key states that we needed to win. It was a razor-thin election. That would have definitely gotten Republicans over the hump if they even registered just 1% to 2% of those 44 million people, got them out to vote, you name it. These elections are going to be razor-thin regardless. You have to do everything you can do to beat the Democrats at their own game, and we need to do it, including ballot harvesting, which they're going to do now too. Laura Trump has announced that the RNC is going to hire the notable activist Scott Presler, who is known for registering voters, to lead a ballot-chasing operation, which would be absolutely huge in a lot of these states that are necessary to win this election. And you look at the polls, you look at what's going on right now, well, Donald Trump is in a very strong position. Biden's been spending his war chest. He has not spent his way to popularity. This is a referendum between Biden's presidency and Donald Trump's presidency. That's what this is. You have a unique election where both presidents have records. And Trump was somebody who was viewed to have a strong economy. Foreign affairs were relatively in good shape under Donald Trump. I mean, we were even getting Kim Jong-un of all people to come to the table. Under Biden, foreign affairs are a complete mess. You have the U.S. being dragged into several conflicts, even if not militarily, they're being dragged into it monetarily, which actually impacts the average voter more in terms of where their taxpayer money's going. But on top of it, immigration, Trump got the border under control. Biden on day one got rid of that policy, and now for some reason he's trying to blame Republicans for the border crisis. I guess it's something that he's finally acknowledging it, but it's not helping him out. People aren't buying his pitch. And it seems like Donald Trump is in a very good position to win in November. That doesn't mean that Biden is not going to try to take him down. It doesn't mean that the media industrial complex is not going to try and lie their asses off to try and take Trump down, because they're desperate, because they have no record to run on. I mean, it's crazy. Biden isn't even really milking the whole abortion thing as much as I thought he would either. They're just trying to do orange man bad, orange man bad, orange man bad. And how is it working out for them? Not too well. Trump is up in the polls by several percentage points. And this is like a good polling point for Biden. The fact he's winning more than one poll in the aggregate is kind of a new development, but still Trump has been up by roughly 2 points in the polls going all the way back to, September, pretty much. They're desperate and they're lying. And we know that. We see that on a day-to-day basis. Now they're trying to say Donald Trump's inciting violence again, but he's not. Trump said that if he doesn't get elected, there's going to be a bloodbath. But if you play the clip, he's talking about the auto industry. He said, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the auto industry, the entire country. What does that refer to? Does that refer to violence, or does it refer to a major economic disaster? Given the fact that before and after Trump used the term, he was talking about a major economic disaster happening. Well, according to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, that's what it would refer to. But instead, these disgusting people in the media, and the media as a whole, New York Times, you look at this, Trump is right. They are the enemy of the people. They are. Donald Trump is talking about these illegal aliens that are killing people in the streets, and he says some of them are not people because they do animalistic things. He did the same thing with MS-13 back in the day, and they did the same thing back then. But now the lies are getting even more and more blatant. They call themselves an objective news outlet. A lot of these media outlets try to claim like they're the arbiters of the facts and they're being objective, yet just doing 1 ounce of listening to the tape just shows you that they're blatant liars. They're trying to spin it. And they wouldn't be doing this if they were winning. They would not be doing this if Biden was in a good position to win whatsoever. They wouldn't. Yes, of course they would have bias, but still they would have a record. They'd be touting the record. They wouldn't be trying to scare people with blatant lies time and time again. These same people were using the term bloodbath to refer to the change-ups at the RNC. The media. But now that Trump used the term just in general, using terminology that people use, it doesn't matter what he says. Oh, he's going to be just lambasted for just saying something that's objectively true, that it would be tough for the auto industry, it would be tough for the fossil fuel industry if he was not able to win in 2024, because it would. It's a policy contrast between him and Biden. He shouldn't expect somebody to walk on eggshells about rhetoric, because it doesn't even matter. Even if he does it, they're still going to find a problem with what he's saying. And they're trying to just bank on the fact that the American people are stupid. That's what they're trying to do. Even these indictments, they're all based on lies. If you do your research into these cases, you would realize that this is nothing more than a political weaponization of the justice system. It's nothing more. If you look at Biden's numbers on the economy, you dive into the research, you just look at it just a little bit below surface level, you realize that the entire media narrative is just based on lies. It's true. It's nothing more. And that's why we need to beat these people in November. You should be more motivated to beat them more now than ever before, because they've also just become crazier and unhinged compared to ever before. And hopefully we can make it backfire. And the way to do that ties into the first part of this video. We need to register as many voters as possible. We need to get people voting in the highest number possible, because this election is going to be determined on likely who has lost more support since 2020 because you had a very, very high turnout election in 2020. Now, if we play our cards right, Trump might add to his vote total. And if Biden falls substantially in his vote total, what does that tell you? It tells you that, hey, Donald Trump is going to win in a landslide, a much needed landslide for this country. He's going to win the popular vote. He's going to have the mandate. And even if he's going to be outspent, because all they really have going for them is money and lies. And will that pay off for them? Well, we need to spend whatever we have in an efficient manner, which I do believe we can. We need to get out and vote, and we need to win because we understand what we're up against. We're up against people that are shameless. They're shameless liars. That's all they are. And they're losers, and they have no record. They're destroying this country. We need to beat them. And how do you beat them? You beat them in the mechanics. And if you can build up this voter operation by November, which even if you make a little bit of progress, it's going to go a long way. We are going to win in the end, and Donald Trump will be not just the 45th president, but also the 47th president of the United States of America. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Red Eagle, out.